Welcome in, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, either way, I just appreciate you for clicking in and see what I have to say. I hope you stick around a while. I hope you pull up a seat, pull up a chair, and decide you want to stay. So I'm coming on Monday to talk about my talk about the things I want to talk about in my ambiguous video. I will be live, um, and I'm going to really talk about a lot of the things that I've held close to my heart. And by time it's done, I hope really out of everything that people have a true sense of where my channel is going to go and the things that I'm going to talk about, the nature of the things that I'm going to talk about. Because it's been a war. One of the things that I've always said, among many that I'm starting to fully understand why I said them now, especially in the last 6 months, um, of all the things that I've said in this past 4 or 5 years that I've been on this journey. Um, I understand it now. But one of the things I've been saying is I feel like that there are two parts of my testimony. Um, and I had a poem. I actually made it a song. And it is. I feel very much not that either one part leaves him out because he is wrapped up in both of them. It's like I have two parts and they're come together, and he is the string that holds them together. And one side is, to teach my brothers and sisters who want to know about the Bible and who God is, and especially through a situation like this, um, in hopes that whatever situation they're going through, he will come save you. He will meet you right where you are. And then the other part is to acknowledge what my testimony like mine does, and to speak more directly to the people that I know that I am here to speak to. And it's hard. It's been a battle. And what you see on my channel now is a very much meshing of that. Yeah, I've talked about my experiences and my journeys and all of this, but I'm keep it very close knit to the Bible, and very many ways in a box. And as we start to venture out for Monday, you'll start to understand the box that I put myself in and that I'm no longer going to do. And so I hope you come to that. I hope you pull up a seat for that and stick around. So I feel like in doing that and all the things that I know for sure that I'm going to say, because I don't have a script for that. When I do live, I'm not going to have a script. And so I can only guess the nature of things that the Lord is going to bring forth come Monday. And I think this is a very good place to start, and that is loyalty. Where does yours lay? Mine, through no matter what I've been through on this journey, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, no matter if you think that it or you see it or whatever, what have you not, I have stayed firm in him. My loyalty has remained in the Lord. My obedience, as hard as it has been at times, has remained solely in my Father and what he's done for me through this. I owe him that for everything that he's brought forth from the moment I surrendered. And it's taught me that, no matter what, my favorite brother or sister in Christ, my favorite pastor, my favorite teacher, my favorite motivational speaker, my favorite supporter, my support system, like all of these people in my life that I feel loyalty to or love for or support for, and all of these wonderful things that we absolutely should. There is a reason we feel the need for community in him. But even with that, our loyalty should never stop with them, and should never go above the loyalty that we have for our Father, no matter what anybody says it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what. If that still small voice is staying steady and true and you're following it, it is the hardest thing in such a noisy world to continue to listen to that small steady, still voice. I did a whole 30-day challenge on it because it is so important. We hear a lot of things, good and bad. We are loyal to people that we are absolutely supposed to be loyal to. We love the people that we're supposed to be, yes. But it should never trump him. It should never trump his voice. It should never trump the path that he has for you. Even in work, your favorite job, no matter what it is that you are loyal to, it should never be more loyal than you are to him. And that is it's a struggle. When I wrote this, it was from a very hurt, confused, frustrated. Like, do we believe in like some of the things that we say we believe in and we know isn't true and we just say we believe in them? Or do we really believe in the things that our Lord can do? And that's the impossible. Anything, everything, all things. Or do we just say that? That's the place it came from way back then. In fact, the very first line that I jotted down was, he was there in all of it, all of this. And I left it there for a while. I wrote this a few years ago, and it was fresh. And it was after, the Lord had walked me through a lot of things. And I'm looking up at him, and I'm just like, no, this can't be. And he's like, yes, child. Yes, it is. Something like this exposes just more than this. It exposes a lot more areas we're not willing to walk through, to acknowledge, to take a second look at, to pull up a chair. It exposes. And that is part of my second part of my testimony. That was the very line, and then it adapted, and I came out from there, and then all I did now was I went back in, and I kind of softened it up. Not that I care that you hear the thing. I can post one that I absolutely do not do anything to. That's not it, because I'm not there. I'm not who I was. I'm not sitting in the same place I was. Yeah, all the things are happening. Yeah, I'm still experiencing a lot of things on a very wide scale. And I think that is the message that he has, especially in a sea of his people. But that's where it was. And I don't feel that the same frustration, the same confusion, all of the same things that I came out. But, through it all, I have stayed anchored to him. Whether I fought it, come up here, said the things, not said the things, said it with a bow, said it straightforward, said however, it has been anchored to him. And it's been the same message, the same truth, the same throughout it all. If you've listened and you've stuck around, because the truth doesn't change. What happened there isn't going to change. How I feel about it isn't going to change. How I feel about him isn't going to change. The only things that's going to change is I'm going to stand in it, and I'm going to stand in it firmly. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, because I have been listening to that voice the best I can through it all. And that's where this comes from. The only thing that I changed and I added in was towards the end, because out of all the things that I say here, there are things that I can no longer say, especially within the past 6 months alone. I can no longer say some of the things that I say. And when I get there, I hope that you know. Because there are people here right now that are very much a part of the reason why I can't say those things anymore. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. But yeah, that's about the only thing I've changed. So I think the reason why the Lord still wants me to put it out is somebody still needs to hear the things that I wrote, to understand the things that I wrote. um, for their own journey. You know, one of the biggest things I've said and I'll say here is you don't have to go through exactly this to experience the same things that I've experienced. You don't. So I hope that you stick around. I hope that you listen all the way to the end. And I have a song that I'm going to start you out on. I made a poll um, asking if we kind of like this, you know, talk about a song, play it during, or do we just want me to say the things and then upload the songs afterwards, keep it separate? So throw them in or not throw them in. That's what it is. So go check that poll out. For right now, it's throw them in. If that changes, I will change it. But I like it. I like throwing them in. I like talking to you guys about where my heart is sitting at when I wrote these poems, and then the process I went through changing them into a song is amazing in itself. It's absolutely insane. I encourage everybody to do it, really, just for yourself, even if you never post it, and just listen for yourself. It's amazing. But I wrote the song "Look at You" because no matter what, look at you. You know, woe to me, look at you. I don't have anything to prove. I have nothing to prove in a situation like this other than the fact that look at him, look at what he can do here in this. And that's pretty much what it speaks to, you know, break me down, shed every piece of me to get to you. Because he's amazing and he deserves that so much. So here it is. I'm going to play it for you, and I hope that you like it.
To me, Lord. Woe to me, Lord. Look at you, steady in every single thing I do. I fall apart, you stay the same, still holding me when I'm the one to blame. Bring me back to where it's real again, back where the real church actually begins. Not in the noise, not in the show, but in the quiet places only you and I know. Break the habits, break the haze, break the parts of me that wander away. You know every corner I hide behind, you're the one who brings me back every time. Break me down until it's only you. Take it all, I've got nothing to prove. Strip what's hollow, leave what's true. Woe to me, Lord, but look at you. You're the steady in my trembling, the truth in what I walk into. Woe to me, Lord, but look at you. I've been trying to hold myself together, but you're the only one who holds me better. I've been fighting shadows with my own strength, but you show up and darkness breaks. You don't want the mask, don't want the part I pretend. You want the pieces, the places I won't let anyone else in. And still you stay, you stay, you stay. Bring me back to where it's real again, where your voice corrects, where your truth defends, where surrender feels like breathing, and every wound starts healing. Break me down until it's only you. Take it all, I have nothing to prove. Build me back in the fire of your truth. Woe to me, Lord, but look at you. You're the mercy inside my ruins, the strength when I can't push through. Woe to me, Lord, but look back to you.
All of me, all of me back to you. All of me. I hope you like that song. I like it. Yeah, I have nothing to prove. He gets all the glory. Yeah. So I hope you liked it. So yeah, the first line I wrote to this was he was there in all of it, all of this. And then I kind of developed it from there. Because this story, our story, a story from this side, has been shoved into the shadows, shoved into the to the quiet and gaslit for decades. People don't know what to do with pain and redemption living in the same breath, and there is a reason for that. So they smile politely, they nod, and they move on. And whether we like it or not, whether we like to hear it or not, the church has a hand in that. And they know it too. They know it very well. They know the things that I speak of over here. Out of everyone, they know the things that I'm trying to say here. They know that they see me trying to tell everybody that he was here in this, that his hands were all over it. I have never claimed to be a teacher or a preacher, just a witness. I went through something very sacred and very intimate, and I'm not the first one. The thing that was shocking was stepping out into a world of him and nobody seeing that. And that's what it was. I have a sermon. If I ever was to say I had something to teach, something to learn, something for all of us to open up our eyes to. And the saddest thing about it is the church, if they thought about it, they wouldn't have to think too hard to know exactly what that sermon would entail. The things that I would say, the stories I would go over. You don't hear those stories. You've never heard that sermon. And they know what sermon that is. Shame doesn't whisper, and neither does silence if it's not holy. It commands. Stay quiet, stay hidden, stay contained. Don't you dare make a sound. Hold it all together and move on. And the world, knowingly or not, echoes that same message. That's why I speak about tones and the things that we said, especially coming from those who we look to. It echoes. Keep your mess private. Keep your wounds unseen. Keep your story sealed. But I refuse. That's what you see here, is I refuse. I've done the silence. I've done the shrinking. I've done the I'm fine when my soul was anything but. And no more. Not because of me. I am very, very honest and open in the fact that I could log off here and never tell any of you guys my story. Because I know it is truly him. He is the reason why I come up here. And the more I go along, I see exactly why he wants me to come up here. And I think I am finally becoming into the position he needed me to be the whole time. So many things I've been saying from the beginning are starting to make sense now. Things I didn't even understand. Things I said to other people that I didn't necessarily understand when I said them. I'm starting to understand them now. So no more. Not for me, but for him. I will break if I need to. I will cry if it heals me. I will rejoice when he restores me. And I will praise because he deserves it. Not for applause, not for attention, not to prove anything, but because of him, the Savior who stepped into my failures and carried what I couldn't carry. And he loved me long, 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 long before I ever loved him back. He loved me when I hated him. So no more. because he came for me anyway. He forgave me anyway, and he lifted me anyway. I'm not trying to find purpose in this. He gave it purpose. He gave me purpose through it. And the softer his mercy meets my life, the louder my life will speak of him. I'm not going into that Bible to make myself feel better, because it doesn't. Not in the sense of everybody we think. I'm going in there to find myself exactly the same way everybody else does, to find myself, to find my relationship with him, to find understanding through it all. I'm in there too. But still, sometimes I wonder if it's just me, the one who feels like no one really wants to hear about my faith. Is it just me who keeps showing up, throwing myself everywhere, hoping to find something that looks like him? Is it just me who keeps getting spit back out with quiet smiles and distant hearts? Is it just me who supports others who will never come near my story? And knows that if you only show up to feel your own feelings, you'll miss his spirit moving through mine, through theirs, through yours. Maybe it's not just me. I know it's not just me. I know that's exactly what the enemy wants us to believe. There are plenty of people out there who are misunderstood, isolated, silenced, misjudged, and walked by. Never given a second thought, never given a second glance. And I've said it, and I will say it. You don't have to walk exactly in my path or their path to experience any of that. Still, I stand alone. Maybe this is what it feels like to stand in a place the world doesn't understand yet, where love costs something, where obedience looks like staying even when no one claps for it. And I've come to learn, this is where I kind of bring the present into play here. And I've come to learn that maybe, just maybe, God really did pick the right one for this assignment after all. Someone who has always been compassionate and kind, but bold, feisty, fierce, never afraid to speak the truth or walk alone because of it. Because I'm coming out of this, whatever this is, whatever this is. Different in many ways, but the same. And that's what I've been fighting. How do I be that? How do I be compassionate and kind, but bold, feisty, fierce, never afraid to speak the truth or walk alone because of it in him, in his glory, in his honor? And one thing he has taught me is loyalty. Not to people, though I love them so much, and he knows it. It hurts, and he knows that. But it's also been my idols in a lot of ways. I had to shed that. I had to, for him. It's taught me loyalty not to approval, with my people-pleasing heart. We will hear all about that in Yes, But Did He Ask You? To all the people pleasers out there, stay tuned for that one. No, not to people, not to approval, but to him, to his spirit, to his presence, to his love, to his mercy, to his unwavering unwavering grace through it all. Because see, when everyone left, and there was a time where everyone left, but my husband, my best friend, and our father. So when everyone left, he stayed. When people went silent, because they went silent, I've spoken about it. The two things that the Lord has shown me through this is rage and silence. And there is not very many people that are willing to meet me in the middle of all that. In his name. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. When the world turned away, he turned toward me. When the world went silent, he spoke. When I yelled, when I cried, when I doubted, when I broke, when I was frustrated, when I lost faith in this world, he didn't flinch. He didn't lose faith. When something in me died, he stayed beside the body. And when it started beating again, he breathed life into it. It started beating for him, breathing for him. Some of us make decisions that shake people so deeply, they don't know how to stay. They don't know how to feel. They don't know how to deal with the decision that somebody has made. The decision like mine. Some who were supposed to stay don't. And that's real too. That is very real, whether we see that or not. When we see someone trying to walk in obedience but walking alone, when we hear a story and our first assumption is, well, they must have been the problem. We need to stop and ask ourselves, am I repeating what everyone else has already did to them? Am I repeating the same thing, same cycle? Am I adding weight instead of lifting it? We love to say it's just social media. We have real lives, real friends, real families. It's not that serious. And I get it. I get it. Truly, I do. But the hard truth that some people need to hear, some people don't. And it's not necessarily anything that they did, but make a decision that was right for them. In a lot of areas, jobs, relationships, friends, family, career, all of it. I am not the first, and I will not be the last. But a decision like this causes a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings. So the truth is, some people don't. Some of us only have the space where they try to share hope. Some of us are fighting to stay obedient with no circle, no support, no one checking in. And instead of compassion, they get met with assumptions. The very people, there's so many people in my mind that I thought would be here, that I thought should be here, not because I felt owed, but that's what the world tells us. So many people that I thought, and the very ones I thought would understand aren't. And the people that do didn't have to. Out of everyone I thought would be here, or like I said, even should be here, these people didn't have to be. The people that you see on my channel right now, that's it. And they had to push through whatever they had to push through to be here. complete strangers on the internet showed up instead. And the journey it took to get here, I will love them fiercely for what they've given back to me. God told me they will come, and He meant that for reasons bigger than me. For the good and the bad, they will come, but for the good too. I have been saying it from the beginning. Lord took everything away from me that I didn't need. I feel like this journey has been a journey of nothing but loss. But now I'm starting to understand they will come. Through it all, He has told me they will come. It may not have been in the time I wanted it to. It may not have been. It may not have been. But He has told me through it all that they will come. To show more of Him in a world like this, in a situation like mine. Sometimes isolation isn't proof of dysfunction. Sometimes it's the cost of obedience. I'm a mess. Who, yes. But a lot of it is not unfounded. And a lot of it is exactly what He wants me to speak to and about. Because sometimes it's what happens when people refuse to understand a calling they don't carry. They don't understand. They've never experienced. And it's very easy to fall into ourselves. And sometimes a person isn't hard to love. They're just walking in a direction others don't want to go. So before we join the crowd's conclusion, we should check our own heart. Are we discerning or just assuming? Are we repeating what so many others have already done? Are we helping or quietly wounding? Are we walking in love or following the noise? Because love believes all things, hopes all things. 1 Corinthians 13:7. And even Jesus was left standing alone. I'm not Jesus. I'm not. Let's not even. But somebody as pure, innocent, holy as our Savior was left standing alone. That's the point I want to make. Jesus Himself was left standing alone, not because He was wrong, but because obedience is costly. And crowds, they rarely understand it. I'm not asking you to like me. I'm not asking you to agree. I'm not asking you to change what you believe. I'm not trying to change the Bible. I'm not asking you to think I am anything special. My testimony already reveals where I stand. All I'm asking is that you see Him. See that He was there in every piece of this. And if you can't, ask yourself why. Because for reasons only He and certain hearts understand, that seems to be hard for some to grasp. I never said nope. I just said this too. But maybe that's why I'm still here. To remind you that I'm not on the outside of it all. He was there. He is here. even in this. And I know where I stand. And I love you. Oh my gosh, Lord knows that I've always loved people. Always loved them. Truly. And I want you here. I want you here so badly. Not just for me, but for him. Like, comment, share, pull up a chair, subscribe, all the things, push him out. Absolutely, I want him out there. I want you here in him, but on his terms, not mine, not yours. Because this, every line, every breath, every story, every tear, every joy, every praise, every thanks, all of it, it belongs to him. And that's all I have. That's all I wrote. And I mean it. That there are some things that I cannot no longer say on this journey within the last 6 months alone. I can no longer say I don't have this. I can no longer say people are not here. They are coming. And it's so strange because like I keep telling everybody around me that I talk about, not much. I feel like it wasn't even anything that changed on the outside. It was just on the inside, starting back in July. And Monday, I think that's where I'm going to start, is just going back there and talking about exactly why I can be on there Monday talking about the things that I'm going to talk about. So I think that is exactly where I didn't know where I was going to start. Look, Revelations, like I just needed to talk to you guys about it. It's all. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to start is where I want, where it all just kind of shifted for me. And then we're going to talk about some hard conversations. A lot of people out there are going to be like, she's doing it, because a lot of it is going to be the things that I have spoken in private. But I've also said this is what I should be saying up there. I've never felt more aligned in the things that I say. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be brave. So this last song I'm going to leave you guys out on kind of speaks to that. I'm not going to dwell on my losses. I'm not going to count them. They don't weigh me down anymore. That changed in July. But I won't hide them either. I will speak on them. Not because I want to, but because he does want me to. And I've been fighting that. There's a lot we're going to speak to on Monday. But there's a lot of things that I don't speak on because he doesn't ask me to. And I won't speak on unless he asks me to. So if I do speak on it, especially with this journey I've been on, he's asking, and it's taken a lot. And there's reason, and there's so much purpose in it. Even if it doesn't look like that on the outside. There is beauty in the breaking. There is beauty in everything that we lose and shed on our way to him. It doesn't make it easy, but it makes it in him. And that makes it right. That makes it true. That makes it pure. Because it's coming from him. Not easy, sustained. So that's what this song I want to leave everybody. I'm not dwelling. No longer. I was, but no longer. And I think that is why I am, like I said, I'm finally in a position to speak on the things that he wants me to. It's because I will not dwell. And you know what? A lot of the things that I am going to talk about are so heavy, and I understand the people he's bringing. I understand the ones he's sending. I understand it now. I get it. Because they're going to be the ones. They're going to be the ones to anchor in something that I could drown in and pull me out. and keep it moving. And I love them. And I understand it now. I get it. And it's beautiful. So I'm gonna leave you out with this song. And I hope you guys have a very beautiful, blessed rest of the night. And I hope I see you guys Monday.
They preach positivity, picture perfect Christianity, but skip the scars and wrestlings that gave their faith humanity. Smiles on Sunday, but on Tuesday their hearts are breaking quietly. Polished like peace, but cracked underneath silently. They want triumph without the tearing, resurrection without the grave. But you're the God who sits with us in ashes long before the victory wave. There's beauty in the breaking, beauty in every bruise, 'cause the places they avoid are the places I found you. You never asked for pretty, just honest and true. In every valley I survived was the place I learned you. Faith was never meant to be filtered, hope was never meant to be staged. You lift me up, but you also dig deep, holy hands in the mess I've made. I don't want polished religion, I want the Savior who carried the cross. If honest tears are where your worship, then I won't hide my love. No, I won't hide my loss. They say joy comes in the morning, but forget you're with us through the night. They love the stories wrapped in glory, but they skip the battles, skip the fights. They want praise with no pruning, a platform without pain. But how can you preach deliverance if you never walk through chains? You never promised easy, you promised you'd be near. So I'll worship through the wrestling, even if my voice shakes with fear. You never asked for polished, you only asked for real. And every wound I try to hide is a wound you wanna heal. Faith was never meant to be filtered, hope was never built on pretend. You raise me up, but you break the ground just to play me whole again. I don't want performance religion, I want the Savior who paid the cost. If honesty is where your worship, then I won't hide my loss. Take my shadows, take my sorrow, take the nights the world won't see. You're the God of every valley, and you still sit with broken me. Let my ruin be the witness, let my weakness be the proof that the power in my story is in me. It's you. Faith was never meant to be filtered, hope was never meant to be staged. You find me in the honest places, in the heart that's still being changed. I don't need picture perfect anything, I need the one who knows my cost. And if the truth is where you worship, then I won't hide my loss. They love the shine, but you love the shaping. And every scar that tells my story is where your glory started breaking.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Yeah, Yes, I think there's beauty in making it through all of the loss. And there's nothing wrong with talking about it, just not dwelling there. And I'm so thankful for the people that the Lord has brought forth to remind me of that. To yes, but don't stay there. Acknowledge it and move on. And that's I think that's what the Lord really truly means by looking forward and not looking at the past, letting the past go, not forgetting it, not being ashamed to talk about it. Just don't dwell there. And that's what we're doing. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a very blessed day. I hope to see you Monday. We are going to talk about some things, talk about a lot of things, and I hope to see you there.